Alright, we hit 2,000 subscribers now. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, part of me assumed no one would care about the ER videos, that they'd pop up and they'd just disappear like all the rest of my videos, but here we are. Apparently you guys were interested. Thanks for your support, it's genuinely appreciated. Without further ado, without any more delays, the first question. David Skeet asks,
what is the best solution to the Jewish question?
Wow, that's quite the starting question. If we were to treat this as a math question, Jews plus media equals coincidence. Honestly, there isn't a Jewish conspiracy to run the media. It just so happens that a lot of people higher up in Hollywood are Jewish. I do admit that it's interesting that so many people in Hollywood are one minority ethnicity, since it's the one minority that's overrepresented in the media, but considering how a lot of Jews are essentially white, I'm not that surprised that they're here. Ryan Falks asks,
is Fortnite peak evolution?
Yo, to be honest, I don't think Fortnite's even that bad of a game. Epic Games has put a lot of effort into the game for its many seasons, and honestly, it helps the game to shine over things like PUBG and Blackout. That Battle Pass system also, genius. It brings me back every Thursday with my friends to grind it out and get us one step closer to rank 100. I'm currently playing Apex Legends though, because everyone's playing that, and it is genuinely good.
But for real, what's your favorite video game? Mine is Deus Ex, the first one.
Deus Ex is pretty good, but I find BioShock to be the game I always think of when I think of favorite games. The underwater city and the world of Rapture just captivate me, and the gunplay, while not perfect, feels great. I love a lot about that game, from the story to the atmosphere, and one day I might need to write down my full thoughts on it. It's just so good. I spend most of my time playing League of Legends though, so that would probably count as my second favorite. Speaking of League, Jesus Christo, how do you even pronounce that, asks,
are you ever going to get gold in League?
Hey buddy, thanks for rubbing it in! I ended the last season in Silver 4, so I think I could have gotten into Silver 3 if I threw myself at a few more games, but oh well. I got placed in Bronze 2 this season, so it's gonna be a grind to get back to Silver and hopefully make it to Gold. But it's entirely doable. Ranking up is a struggle for a support main though, especially one that decides to main Soraka of all things, so might take some time. A handsome fella asks,
are you aware of the Maximilian skirmishes? Do you support Lord Maximilian I or are you a heathen?
You mean Archduke Maximilian of Austria, the only monarch of the Second Mexican Empire? He's a bit of a failure. He tried to take over Mexico and failed the moment his French allies pulled out. I take being a heathen over being someone that supports that guy. Oh, Jesus. Injum Ashib Gabil Galbib. I don't even want to know. Asks,
are you gay like your stepdad mom who haven't been buried cause you play Fortnite all day?
Yeah man, I'm gay cause my dad and unburied stepmom remains that way due to Fortniting all the time. That's 100% what's going on with me. Yep. What? Kaylin Wardrow asks,
what is your goal on YouTube?
I'm not for sure. Posting memes is fun, but I also really enjoy more essay-like videos and investigative stuff like the second ER video. My goal for growth was to keep up with acquaintances like Bulldog DX and SpiderDerp, slowly growing over time, and personally, I would have been fine with hitting 100 subs by the end of this year. Surprisingly, I've come to pass that in a matter of minutes last year, so I'm honestly quite happy at this point. I kinda wanna do what Exclamation Point does, competing with other people for subscribers and showing you guys their channels in the process while also having a little bit of a measuring stick to see how I'm doing. If that list was already a thing, Viper Sword and Trying to Make a Girl would definitely have been on it, alongside Bulldog and SpiderDerp and a few others. So, to answer the question directly, I am going to be making more videos, and it's going to be focused more on memes and investigative work than it is going to be anything else right now.
Do you plan on live streaming games or just live streaming in the future?
I do occasionally stream on Twitch under the clever disguise of Zombear Vincent. I've mainly been streaming Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, partially because I like to imagine I'm good at the game, and partially because I only have one monitor, so I need to be able to play a game that I can also read the chat for in the same monitor, and that's kinda hard to do. I've been having some fun with Fortnite, I've been trying to do some Apex Legends, and VR chat, and whatever else I'm really playing. It's pretty laid back most of the time, especially in Duel Links, but it's a lot of fun. Marco Tuna asks,
do you think Western civilization is heading towards a collapse? I mean, importing the third world into Europe wasn't ever gonna work. P.S. Repeal the 19th.
Why don't you want women voting? That's kind of a weird thing to be against at this point. I don't think so. I think there's a certain cultural clash that happens when you leave part of the world that operates under religious law to live in a part that, to you, spits in its face. But that's kind of inevitable when you flee for asylum. As a Christian, I have issues with Islam as an ideology and religion, but ultimately I don't think a bunch of people coming from Islamic countries is going to be the end of Western civilization. It will change it, no doubt, and I'm not saying it will change it for the better, but it's not going to fall. we aren't in Roman days, at least not right now. Ask me again in a few years, maybe it's escalated and something's actually collapsed, but for now, I don't see any of our current countries collapsing within our lifetime, unless Greece sets its currency on fire again. ITWM asks,
You should upload more often.
you know, that's not a question, but I agree. I haven't had much motivation to do anything for a while now. ER being attacked inspired the last 2 videos, so for now I guess I'll have to focus my efforts on less explosive topics. I'm not gonna be uploading every week or anything like that, and hell, this is already gonna be late, but I'll try to upload more frequently. Andre Dubs asks,
Why did you started YouTube and how much are you willing to commit to it?
I started making YouTube when I was young, and I just have kind of a passion for entertaining people. I made about 200 Let's Plays on my old channel HacksPro back in the day before Repuche showed up and did a commentary on one of my videos, and I realized it was all crap, because I had no idea what quality was back in the day. I was uploading non-stop, but thinking quantity over quality was perfectly fine, and I realize now that is definitely not the case. I'll link below to the Repuche, and if you do go to HacksPro, there's a little bit of the old Let's Plays on there, particularly of an Aliens arcade game, but past that, it's all gone. None of it was really that good, and it's kind of embarrassing. While I'm gonna commit myself to making videos going forward, I'm not gonna quit college or anything over it. I'm gonna cut down on playing video games a bit, since I mostly just game and do homework when I'm not with family. When I'm with family, I end up delaying my ability to do literally anything but hang out with them, since I'm currently at college away from them, but I'll try to focus on it now that I'm back here. Yoga Pants asks,
Do you like Instagram riddles?
from a quick Google search, they seem to be pictures of not very complicated riddles mixed with these really stupid guess the thing based on these emojis clips that I'm finding. I don't have an Instagram account, so I honestly don't know exactly what you're referring to, but I'm gonna go with no from what I'm seeing here. Joey asks,
How much did the ER video help you?
so the AR video is actually something I feel really conflicted about. In one sense, it helped with short-term channel growth, going from 40 subs to 1,400 in a matter of days, and it's currently the reason that I'm doing this. So it does really help with the short-term growth. It might be a problem going forward though. I saw people commenting that I was going to be a one-hit wonder though, and going forward, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I don't want to be known as the guy who did that ER video a couple times, you know? But I don't know if I'll necessarily get back in the algorithm like that again, and get as lucky with videos as I just did. The motivation that video brought is a great positive. The fear that I'll never get back to that video quality is a bit of a negative. Saloken asks,
What's a good hentai?
Zone. There are only 2 artists I trust that make good hentai, and that's Zone and, screw it. He's normally unmentionable, but you guys are here because of an ER video. Zone and Shadman. Shadman is just a great artist that makes disgusting stuff sometimes. Kinda like ER in a way. What? I said I'd answer all the questions. Steven Soto asks,
What is the first step to self-recovery?
honesty. That and getting help. There's no way to recover without being honest about a problem and issue you have and seeking out someone who cares about you to help you with it. I'm not a psychologist by any degree, so I don't know what all that entails, but that's been the best first step I've heard so far. Glorious Germic asks,
What's with the zombies and bears anyway? What are you, bisexual creature?
So, as a kid, I was kind of fascinated with finding T for Team games that were actually good, since that rating's always seemed to be one of the least popular ratings in gaming, and has always had really mediocre titles in it. That search led me to discovering Naughty Bear, a game that was essentially Manhunt, but with teddy bears, barely getting under the M rating due to its cartoony nature. There were zombie bears in one level, referred to as Zombears, which were named after horror figures in pop media. Zombear Leon, Zombear Lewis, Zombear Freddy. One of them was named Zombear Vincent, and as a kid I couldn't tell if that was supposed to be Vincent Price or Vincent from Silent Hill 3. I just thought the name Vincent was cool, and when I made this account a few years ago, that name just popped back into my head, and since no one else was really using it, I went with it. Azir
Shurima's Dawn
asks,
Is J.I.D a good rapper? If not, I'm unsubbing.
he seems like a SoundCloud rapper. Lyrics are creative, tends to be repetitive, beats appear to do most of the work, but on occasion he provokes some pretty interesting imagery about slavery and his past life experience. Bastard can rap better than most of those mumble punks though, I don't really mind him. His voice is a little bit too high-pitched for me, it kinda gets on my nerves a little, but he seems perfectly good otherwise, just nothing that special. Anon asks,
Is our Asian masculinity your fave subreddit?
Nah fam, r/potato salad all the way. I don't use Reddit much, but it's the one that I always remember. Then r/John Cena, for obvious reasons. Line 47 asks,
What kind of music you listen or are currently listening to?
I'm not gonna be unhelpful here and say anything, but I do love listening to unique and out there music as well as just any normal music. Lately though, I've been listening to a lot of Joshi. Most of his songs are pretty good. Besides that, and Unkindness, Nothing More, and the Chrono remix of Dancing for, Reasons. Oh, and oh shit, I'm Feeling It. Played on loop for hours. I listened to that while making the original ER vid on loop, and I slowly went insane as I continued to listen to it late into the nights that video took to make. And that's actually all of them. I want to thank you guys for watching, for commenting, and hey, I appreciate you all caring about the channel and everything. I always had a dream of being an actual YouTuber, even as a kid, and while I'm nowhere near the successful YouTuber mark, it makes me genuinely happy to see you guys caring about this stuff. And hey, if you thought that was kind of dry and boring, I did make an alternative version of this video that's mostly memes. That should be out the same day as this one, so feel free to check that out too. Thanks for watching to the very end, and I hope you all have a blessed day.